Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova War.
And Maximus Black.
And I almost headbutted you right there. That was dangerous.
Yes.
Using one microphone apparently is life-threatening. But anyway, this is a cold cast coming from all the way up top in Silver League. The highest of all leagues.
Oh, yeah.
The Silver League. And we are looking at a PVT on Scrap Station, and I would like you to introduce our players, please. Hit me with that noise. That was wetter than usual.
Yeah, it was very wet. Oh. I'm not even going to say it.
No, it doesn't even need to be said. All right, and but as we are seeing already, Captain Wacky making a mistake. That was really rough.
Okay.
That was really rough. He did build his pylon at 9 food. However, it was a little bit off, and he is going to be supply blocked for a short period of time. Just needs to tighten up those timings just a little bit. But yeah, Scrap Station PVT. Hard to say how this usually goes, because at this point, early rush plays and stuff like that don't necessarily happen a lot. Usually you see more fast expanding by basically all 3 races. And Terran, of course, has more options than most simply by virtue of that island.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that is good about this map, as you said, is doing expansions, and it's mainly, Zerg definitely takes, advantage of this, because it's so, the map is just massive.
It takes you forever to walk around.
No, it really does. You have to do the marathon.
Yep.
And, unless you break down these rocks, and these rocks take forever to bust down. One thing that I will add, though, is like you said, he did get that pylon at 10, which supply blocked him for a little bit.
Yep.
Also, it slows you down big time as well. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get that pylon out at 9, and then as soon as that pylon finishes, you're going to want to build 2 probes, and then chrono 2 probes right at the same time. And, wow, we had a fraps problem there for a second, but we're just trucking right along.
Our computer is hurting this evening, but it is moving along. And right now what I'm seeing currently is the players we didn't introduce, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We just made a noise.
All right.
So it's Captain Wacky over here, the red Protoss, of course, as you've figured out by now. And the blue Terran is...
Cervix. Cervix.
Cervix?
Cervix.
There's not even a V in his name. Where did you even get cervix?
The C and the R and that.
And the X?
Yeah. If you guys don't know yet, I'm pretty dyslexic.
Yeah, that's...
And look at this. Cervix over here.
We're just going to call him Cervix. In all honesty, I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce his name.
All right. So yeah, Cervix is getting a fast gold expansion. This could be good for a number of reasons. A player just is not thinking... to go down and check that gold. It's just one of those things that a lot of players should do, touching these towers, which is what he's doing right now. But a lot of players just don't think. They think, okay, they're either going to expand here, and if they're a Terran, maybe they're going to build a command center in their base and then go up there and do that fast expansion. But look at this. He is actually being smart and touching the tower. Is this Silver League gaming?
Yeah, he's touching the tower.
Oh, and he forced him to lift off.
Unfortunately.
And I only can assume he's going to run over to an island or in behind these rocks so that the Protoss player, can't get at him.
Can't go harass real quick.
But one thing that I will say quickly before you jump in is, the Protoss player knows he's in the lead right now.
Right.
That fast expansion is no longer fast. It's slowed down the cervix quite a bit. He knows if he's going to do a push, he should probably do it soon.
Cervix pushing.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
My goodness, we are dirty, dirty people. All right, so, he is, of course, flying it over there behind the rocks. Very good move. This is basically just salvaging his attempt at expanding at this point, because really he can't do a whole lot else with that. He would have eventually gotten picked off, or at least harassed really early. It would have defeated the purpose of having that expansion, so good on him for making that realization. And on the other hand, up here, we have Captain Wacky going gateway crazy and dropping his... oh, God.
Come on, Adam. Twilight Council. You can do
I'm a Protoss player only.
You can do it.
And I still can't remember the name of that damn thing. I want to call it a Templar Archive every single time.
That's
and it's
okay.
a Twilight Council.
It's okay. One thing that I do want to add here is Cervix is not doing a good job at all at building SCVs especially that he is doing that fast expansion. You would think he would go SCV heavy so that he could do a quick transition into that expansion. A proxy pylon now going down for Captain Wacky, and you know, I can only assume he is going to warp in some units, start taking out these rocks because he knows that an expansion is there. Fort Gate, a Fort Gate now going up for Captain Wacky as well. I don't know if he got this to get Zealot Charge or Blink. You know, really late Warp Gate, really late for Gate. Just a really horribly bad opening.
It's Silver League.
Sorry,
Come
but
on.
it's painful.
Holy crap.
Okay.
Pull it back a little bit there. We're not birthing no babies. All right, so
the pun in this game.
Oh man, it's just everything's going downhill. And that Marine, unfortunately, going to have a horrible end to his life there. But you know, it disturbs me right now that that Cervix is behind in worker count.
Yep.
He's 2 base and has been for a while, and he's still behind in worker count. That's not a good thing whatsoever. We are seeing, is that an armory going down here for Cervix somewhere? Hiding?
No, that's a fusion.
Fusion core?
Yes.
What do I know about StarCraft?
You
ask me anything about StarCraft. Apparently tonight I have lost every last ounce of StarCraft knowledge I had.
I think you have.
Which wasn't much to begin with.
But look at this. It looks like Cervix is lifting off. Gonna go and take that command center elsewhere. That command center is just not having a good day. Just does not want to let him expand. And these SCVs are sitting here in the corner hoping and praying to God that this army does not come over here and rip and tear a new one in here. But Captain Wacky should be using his brain right now and thinking, well, he did expand over here. Where in the hell did all those SCVs go?
Yeah, and obviously he lifted off to get out of there as soon as he saw those rocks go down. So the SCVs have to be in there. The least that they could happen. He can't pick up 5, but odds are he's probably got a couple sitting around. I'm actually surprised he didn't take any SCVs with him. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me.
That made 0 sense. Actually.
Yeah, almost as much sense that I've been making for the last 5 to 7 minutes.
Yep. And look at this. This is getting Zealot Charge now.
Absolutely, and that's a good thing at this point. You know, he hasn't seen a whole lot of what Cervix has been getting, and to be honest, I'd probably want to see Blink before Charge if he hasn't done a lot of scouting.
Yeah.
But you know what? Anything at this point is probably going to help him out because right now he knows that he's far in the Cervix. GG, fast expanded. I guess he's just realizing that this push is going to be it.
You know what he's doing right now? He's doing some reverse psychology. He's got the Banshee up. He has Cloak going. You know, he is in a lot of it. He is in quite.
Are you 100% positive?
Well,
this is reverse
all
psychology.
all he needs to do is cloak. He doesn't have any observers. He doesn't have a proxy up right now. The Banshee is doing some damage. The Banshee is going to want to attack the Stalkers because once this cloak does finish, those are the only units that will be able to attack it besides that 1 sentry. If he can do some serious damage with these Banshees, he might be able to survive this attack here. And if he can keep pumping out Banshees, even though he is taking a massive beating over there on the SCV line, Stalkers now tearing him a new one. Banshees now with a ridiculous amount of kills. 5 kills over here with this Banshees. If I was him right now, I would be taking these Banshees that have no more coke left, taking it over to Wacky's base and doing some massive damage on those probes.
I lost track of what was happening like a solid 30 seconds ago. That was impressive. I thought we weren't going to yell. It's after midnight in this apartment. We've probably just woken up 95% of the people.
Was I yelling?
Yes.
I have headphones on. So.
No, you were screaming.
Awesome. Hey, I was getting into it. I was shoutcasting.
You know what? Shouting, yes. And so, anyway, we are seeing a bit of a comeback here somehow by Cervix. He's not going to win this game. I doubt it.
Another expansion.
Okay, maybe
double
not.
Expansion, and here comes the Banshees.
Double expansion and Banshee fleet, but he doesn't have Mac Haps.
It doesn't
He
matter.
doesn't have enough.
It doesn't matter if you have Cloak.
You're not even wearing headphones anymore. You're still yelling. My goodness. All right. So anyway, he does have Cloak. It doesn't matter. He had Mac Haps. Mac Haps are going to be floating around. It doesn't matter anyway. He doesn't have enough energy. And now he's just going to be basically taking out all these probes. One thing I am going to realize is that Nexus does have 100 energy. That means he has not been using it at all. That is a mistake that many Protoss players at the low levels make. If you are a Protoss player, even if you have Warp Gate, sometimes people don't know this also, but if you use your Warp Gate, you can chrono boost them. It does quicken the recharge time of your Warp Gates, and so that is something to definitely keep in mind. But right now, Captain Wacky is in a whole whack of trouble, if I may throw in a bad pun.
Oh, you definitely can. Puns are always used here
Puns
at LAGTV.
Yes, obviously.
And I love it. You know what, Adam? Exactly what you just said. A lot of Protoss players absolutely suck I mean lower level Protoss players, at making sure that the chrono is always down. I've been doing some serious training as Protoss, and one of my big flaws was not using chrono. And like you said, even though you don't have upgrades going, even though you're not using it for probes, you can always use it on those gateways after you're done your first initial warps to make it that. So it's practice, practice, practice. You got to keep going. The big thing here at StarCraft, if you want to become a good player, you have to constantly be moving, even if it is just chronoing a gateway to make it so you can warp quicker. You just have to keep going all the time. You cannot stop. And you know what, Terran, what he just did right there, I loved it. Reverse psychology, it gave me a little bit of a chub in my panties. Wasn't anything serious, but it was enough to get the girls looking, and it was absolutely fantastic. Made Red think that he won the game. Red stopped teching up, stopped microing, stopped macroing. He did everything. He just kind of went all in, thought he had the game, and look at that.
That's twice now in one game. Do you want me to just... Alright, I'm just gonna...
Alright guys, it looks like it's just me and you. Adam just left the room. I think he just gave up on this cast altogether. And look at this, now 2 expansions going down. What, for a low-level player, I mean, there wasn't really any big moves here in the game, but I will say, Cervix keeping his cool, even though he was taking massive punishment on the SCV line, he managed to come back, and these Banshees are taking a beating themselves right now. Couple of Stalkers coming out, taking out the last of those Banshees. Observer up here at the island knows that this expansion is down here. I don't know if he knows that this expansion is down here as well. No, he doesn't. So he doesn't see that. He may only think that his expansion is up there. And look at this, Captain Wacky with a pretty fully saturated expansion himself. Still needs to get more on the assimilator. Let's go over here and check out the unit production. 29 probes to 38 SCVs. I will say Wacky is starting to slowly make a comeback. Now putting up a couple of photon cannons up in behind this Nexus here to make sure that those Banshees do not come back and ruin... Yes, Adam.
Are you done yet?
No, man, I'm casting some games, homie.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't... This game is really still going.
This game is still going.
We're still, like, legitimately, this game is, like, full... This doesn't even look like it's close to ending.
No, it's not. Well, welcome back, sir. I'm happy you came back to join me. I was running low on air.
Really?
Yes.
I'm surprised.
Yes.
So what did I miss while I'm gone? I'm seeing Banshees continually that's still out on the field.
They died, actually.
Oh, they died. Well, there's a couple more right there.
Yep, these are brand spanking new Banshees. Look at the color and paint on that bad boy.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Stunning.
The Lamborghini of air units.
Missing action in the base, 'cause that's what we do here at LAGTV.
We miss all the action.
Ooh, Zealot charge now. I didn't see that one going.
Zealot, we made a note that it was being researched, like...
Okay.
5 minutes ago.
All right, well.
But this cast is going downhill. So anyway, Cervix is getting absolutely harassed right now. 4, that's too many.
That's aggressive.
That is a bit aggressive. He is, however, building 3 more Banshees right now, so it looks like he is going all in with this Banshee play, which really he doesn't have any other reason not to, because it's worked really well for him so far. There is, like I've mentioned in other casts before, lots of open space for Banshees to run away and get away from those, even Blinkstalker, on this map, and so it is definitely a viable form of play. He does have to be careful. There are Phoenix coming out on the field now, and so this is only going to last so long before they start getting in major trouble.
Absolutely. You know what? Banshees are just strong against everything. So, I mean, you can never go wrong with getting some Banshees, but at this point in the game, you do not want to commit too much on those Banshees, especially that, he is getting up photon cannons in his base. He does have a crap ton of Stalkers, and like Adam said, and look at this perfect timing. Going over to the base now, gonna be taking out these... That is very, very unfortunate. Now these Stalkers, you know what? At this point, I wouldn't go back to help my base out. I would probably just go over to this expansion, tear it a new strip. Who cares? You've got the island. Lift your things off. Take him over to this island. And just hit him where it hurts. In order for him to get back to the base, he would have to do a journey and a half. These rocks are still up. Go over there and take out that expansion. Right now, you're wasting valuable Banshees. this is not what you want to do.
Not at all. And I was very surprised to see him go back over and go to the main base, because at this point you really need to be taking out that expansion. You are up a base over your opponent. You need to get in there and do as much economic damage as possible. He is swimming in money. Cervix is absolutely swimming in money.
The macro game in this is not very good.
But that's okay, because it is obviously lower level. We're seeing BCs come out on the field right now. So he's really going all in for this air superiority. If you get a couple of those out, it's actually going to make Banshee play much more viable. Even just having a couple of BCs is really going to basically get rid of any air threat.
You being OP. That's.
I mean OP.
Yes.
BCs are OP.
Yes.
I would argue that Banshees are more OP than BCs.
You know what? Well, I agree, because don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say Terran's OP, because I think I'm a little bit over that. It's kind of how you play the game. I will say though, Banshees are a little bit too tough for the type of unit, like how fast you can get them, what they're used for.
Yeah.
They're just too tough. But I think a battle cruiser and some SCVs underneath it is just going to tear apart like 10 Stalker. It's just going to make them look stupid.
No, absolutely. And but you know what? The beauty of those BC at this point is that, it does take a while to get to them. You can tech to them, but they're definitely not as abusable as most of the more talked about OP units. And down goes those two last Banshees. He does have a bunch more BCs coming out as we speak right now. Be very interesting. He's continuously building these BCs too. He's building up quite a force.
Well, he's got almost Facebook money, of course.
Well, he did. He doesn't anymore because of all the BCs that he's building. But really, at this point, this game should have been over simply by virtue of harassing.
Yep.
And those Phoenix are going to absolutely hate life. And down they go. Really, he has the economic advantage.
Yeah.
He had the Banshees. He went to the main mistakenly instead of going to that other expansion. If he had killed him economically there, the game would have been over. He's relying on Stalkers, so really this BC play is actually not a terrible idea. It's actually quite smart. BC is possibly the most powerful unit in the entire game.
Oh, it absolutely is the most powerful unit. It destroys anything.
Basically, yeah, it is your all-purpose unit. And
6 of them will just...
I mean, look, the worker count is 56 to 32 right now. Massive, massive worker count difference. And somehow that stopped recording.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're back because my computer decided to, my hard drive just decided to stop.
Well, there's not enough, there was no room left. We actually ran out of room on the hard drive.
Yeah, we're just rendering so many games and stuff like that my whole 500 gigs gone.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
anyways, when you thought the cast couldn't get any worse.
What do you mean worse? Just when you thought it couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
God, obviously.
Yeah.
This game is the greatest cast we've ever accomplished.
Awesome.
Just like Cervix is about to accomplish a BC win, by the looks of it, there's no way in hell that... oh, wait. Give me the noise. 1, 2... Thank you. There is no way Captain Wacky is coming out of this one alive. That is so many BCs.
Oh my god.
Against a pitiful amount of Stalkers.
One BC could kill all this.
More than if it had two SCVs.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that was awesome.
All right, that was pretty good.
Sure.
Well done.
All right. So here we go. Terrible place to be. Look at this choke on these Stalkers.
That's a great place to put them.
Just one at a time. Just one at a time. Look at this. Hey, how's it going? All right, here we go.
Great.
Who's up next? Bob? No, that's not Bob.
That's not Bob. It's
Wait,
Frank.
is it Frank?
It's Frank.
Did we or is it
we
Steve?
It's Frank.
All right.
Well, Frank and all of his brothers are dead now.
Oh, sourboat dying.
Where did the Marines come from?
These guys just came out of nowhere.
I didn't even know he was building Marines.
Awesome. Well done, friend. Well, at least there was some nice,
Yeah, well, that's what you expect. You get that more at the lower levels than you do at the higher end a lot of the time, unfortunately. Or you get it at the low end and then the high end, and then everything in between is just a bunch of 13-year-old whining girls.
Yep.
That's about as close as you're going to get to figuring that out. But as I talk about this, let's really quickly say what went right and what went wrong. What went wrong? A lot of supply blocking on Captain Wacky's part.
Yep.
Didn't bring any observers with him on his push. It was a late push. He, guys, if you are in lower levels and you are a Protoss player, and it's okay if you don't get the fastest 4-gate in the world, but you do need to, if you're going to have a late push, bring an observer with you in case something like that happens, especially against a Terran player.
He had that game in the bag.
Oh, he did?
He had if he had one
Twice.
observer, and he had the robotics facility.
Absolutely.
If he would have just brought an observer, that would have been GG. I still like the fact that I don't know if Cervix actually thought he lost the game or he was doing it to buy himself some time with those Banshees.
I legitimately thought I actually think he thinks or thought he lost the game. I don't think he was trying to be coy about it.
I'm sure that the Cervix, I'm pretty sure he's probably the guy that sent in the game.
Yeah.
If you want to, in the description, in the comments below, let us know how to actually pronounce your name.
Jeff, what time of night is it at this point?
It is.
We're not even speaking English anymore.
It is 20 to 1 in the morning.
Awesome.
Yep.
I went to bed at 4:30 last night.
Awesome. And you know what I have to do after this?
Go to work?
Render a lot of games.
That's very true. We have a lot of stuff to get done.
But anyways, guys, we've got a lot of stuff happening on LAGTV. Adam's got his solo channel going on right now, and he's doing a playthrough of Darksiders.
It's pretty awesome.
I am also. I don't know how far I am in Amnesia, but I'm pretty far. I'm like 22 parts in, and I got all those parts out in like 6 days.
You're a few hours in.
Yeah, I think I'm like 5 hours in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish that up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another playthrough. But I also, my mainstay there is Minecraft.
Yep.
Maximus Wonderful World Adventures.
Make sure you stay tuned because some pretty interesting things coming up on that in the next little while. And I think I might get in on some of it just for fun. So keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be good times.
Yep. So show your support, guys. Go and subscribe to our solo channels if you like what we're doing on there. Of course. I guess that's really about it. I'm sure lots of you heard that we are going to be on the NASL.
Yep.
April 17th, I do believe, is the date, which is a Sunday. So make sure that you're watching the NASL all week, but definitely make sure you're checking us out on Sunday.
Absolutely. And I think this game couldn't be dragged on any longer. We've probably just created either the best or worst cast of all time.
Well, we had you walk out on me.
Yep.
We've had Cervix failure, like the
That's
name.
the worst kind of failure.
That'd be terrible. we had a hard drive shit.
Yep.
And then we did some advertisement at the end for you.
Great. All good things.
All great. All wonderful.
All wonderful things. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. If you have somehow managed to make it all the way through to the end of this cast, I commend you and give you a virtual high five. But for now, this has been Nova War.
And Maximus Black.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.
Peace.